Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about best management practices and regulation in international contexts for protection of merchant ship from piracy. We are thoroughly discussing about following details given below.
Piracy is an act of robbery of criminal violence by ship or boat-borne attackers upon another ship or a coastal area, typically with the goal of stealing cargo and other valuable goods. Those who conduct act of piracy are called pirates, while the dedicated ships that pirates use are called pirate ships. Piracy is a crime with ancient origins as long as there have been ships at sea. Pirates have sought to steal them from them. International laws against piracy have ancient origins too, but US laws developed chiefly in the 18th and 19th century. Power to criminalize piracy organized in the US Constitution, which was followed by the first federal law in 1790 and crucial revision over the next 60 years. Additionally, the United States and other nations cooperated to combat piracy in the 20th century. This resulted in a unique shared view of jurisdiction. Piracy on the high sea can be punished by any nation.
Eastern Caribbean. The age of piracy in the Caribbean Sea is thought by many to have ended in the mid-19th century, but for the last several years, poor economic conditions and painful unsuspecting targets and resulted in a dramatic increase in maritime thief, hijacking, and violence. Though the problem persists in the region, the United States has begun working with Caribbean nations to strengthen and counter piracy efforts. Malacca Strait. When combined with the neighboring Singapore Strait, the risk of sailing the Malacca Strait is nearly as high as the list-topping Gulf of Guinea. Motivated by easy scores from the lucrative commercial traffic passing toward these narrow straits, along with many secretive ports to offload stolen cargo, pirates carried out 36 attack attempts from July 2015 to July 2016. Bay of Bengal. The Bay of Bengal is a large body of water and it is an important resource to the countries it borders, particularly Bangladesh. Pirates' activity has been increasing here, with 30 incidents being reported in the 12 months following July 2015, sometimes with violence and fatal results. Recent commitments that Bangladesh has made to strengthen its navy offer hope that the illegal activity in this area will soon be countered.
Gulf of Guinea. Within the 12 months, the largest number of piracy incidents by war were reported in the nearby Gulf of Guinea, bordering the coast of the several West American nations. Much of the piracy focused on oil tanks where well-aimed pirates attempt to steal the tanker cargo and sell it on the black market. South China Sea. This region has seen domestic increase the piracy in the recent year. During the 12 months from July 2015 to 2016, there are 62 reported incidents. While most piracy in this are involved the robbery of cargo and crew valuables. Many of the incidents may also move by theoretical dispatches between the nations involved. Singapore Strait. Singapore Strait, longer with its neighborhood the Malacca Strait, is one of the biggest sea lanes in the world, with much of the Far Eastern trade traveling is shorter route. With so much traffic and valuable cargoes, it is not surprising that pirates have turned their attention into this direction. In the Singapore Strait alone, 60 piracy incidents were reported in 12 months following July 2015.
The IMO has within its mandate to make trade and travel by sea as safe as possible to reduce any threats with the potential to compromise maritime security. The IMO develops suitable regulations and guidance thoroughly the Maritime Safety Committee with the input from Organization Facilitations Committee and Legal Committee. International Ships and Ports Facility Security ISPS code. This address all maritime security matters. The aim of the ISPS code is to ensure that the applicable oceans-going ships and port facilities of IMO member states are implementing the highest possible standard of security. And also IMO members threats posed by piracy and the aimed robbery against ship has been on the IMO's agenda since 1980. They have introduced lot of anti-piracy measure and lot of regional maritime security agreements.
BMP filed the 5th edition of Shipping Industry and Best Management Practices to Deter Piracy has now been released. It replaced BMP 4 issued in 2011. BMP 5 focused on measures to deter piracy and enhance maritime security in the Red Sea and Indian Ocean and Arabian Sea. It has been produced with the participation of various organizations including the International Group of P&I clubs. The company's document has also been published global counter-piracy guidance for the company's masters and seafarers.
Planning is the foundation of a voyage of the ship. Voyage planning can be divided into 3 main steps. As you can see, first of all, shipping line company needs to do a proper threat and risk assessment before the voyage. And also there are some steps that can be followed together with the output of the risk assessment which help to develop a good ship's voyage plan. Plans should be updated as necessary, and also review of the ship security assessment and ship security plan is very important. The guidance to the master about recommended routes, updated plans and requirements for group transits and national conveys must do. Companies should consider the placement of hidden position transmitting devices as one of the first actions of hijackers is to disable all visible communication and tracking devices and aerials. Moving on to the next point, to avoid critical voyage information falling into the wrong hands, communications with external parties should be kept to a minimum with close attention paid to organizing rendezvous points and waiting positions. Email correspondence to agents, charterers and channelers should be controlled and information within the email kept concise, containing the minimum that is contractually required. When it comes to the shipmaster's planning, security is a key part of any voyage plan. When prior to entering the voluntary reporting areas, shipmaster need to obtain the latest threat information, check the latest warnings and alerts, and also when prior to entering the higher risk areas, need to implement security measures in accordance with the ship security plan.
Now let's talk about ship protection measures. First of all, we have to know what is ship protection measures. The implementation of SPM will be identified during the voyage planning process. Companies may wish to consider making further alterations to the ship beyond the scope of this PMP, or providing additional equipment and personnel as a means of further reducing the risk of attack. Firstly, watchkeeping and enhanced willingness. An effective lookout is the most effective method of ship protection. It can help identify a suspicious approach or attack early on, which allows defenses to be deployed. let's talk about some important factors of watchkeeping and enhanced weekliness. Maintaining an all-around lookout from an elevated position. Consider shorter rotation of the watch period to maximize alternations of the lookout. Consider using CCTV and fixed searchlight for better monitoring. Moving on to the next point, it's using alarm system in the ship. The ship's alarm informs the ship's crew that an attack is underway and warn the attackers that the ship is aware and is reacting. And also continuous soundings of the ship alarm system may distract the attackers. Here are some of the important of the alarm system. The alarms are distinctive to avoid confusion. All crew members are familiar with the alarm system, especially those warning of the attack and all are clear alarm. Drills are carried out to ensure that the alarm is heard throughout the ship. The drill will confirm the time necessary for all crew to move to a safe position. And the next point is physical barriers. Physical barriers are intended to make it as difficult as possible for attackers to gain access to the ship by increasing the difficulty of the climb for those who are trying to illegally board. The most important physical barrier is razor wires. The following steps are recommended when using razor wires. Using a double roll razor wire. If this is not possible, place a single higher quality one. Obtain razor wire in short sections so that is easier and safer to move. Keep razor wire clear of mooring failets when the terminal so that it does not interface with mooring operations.
Then we talk about water sprays and water foam monitors. This is an effective way in delaying any attempt to illegally board a ship. Use of water can make it harder to climb the ship. They use high pressure water pumps to prevent illegal climbing of pirates. Ships use foam as a method to prevent those actions because it is very disorienting and very slippery. Then we talk about enhanced beach protection. This is the focal point of an attack. If attackers board the ship, they will use firepower to intimidate ship crew and stop the ship. If they enter into the bridge, it will enable them to take control of the ship. To prevent that, bridge windows are laminated to resist a blast, and the windows and the bridge doors are made in fabricated metal which can be secured quickly in case of emergency. Chain link facing can be used to reduce the RPG effect. Then we'll talk about control of access to accommodation and machinery spaces. If pirates access these places, the situation will be dangerous, so all the effort should take in to deny those access to the places. Escape routes must remain accessible to seafarers in case of emergency. Block external stairs and remove ladders on accommodation block to prevent use and restrict external access to the bridge. Steel bars against windows to prevent getting pirates into the bridge. Then we talk about safe muster point. This is the place designed to provide maximum physical protection to the crew while a piracy activity. If something happens to the hull while a piracy activity, the safe muster point must be above the waterline. If there are bombs on board of the vessel, the muster point should be away from the way of blast. Finally, we talk about citadels. This is a room that designed in case of event of imminent boarding. All crew must seek protection. Well-constructed citadels have reliable communications such as satellite phones, food, water and sanitization, and propulsion of the vessel. When all the crew is accounted in the citadel can shut down and wait till the authorities arrive.
CCTV. When an attack is underway, it may be difficult to assess whether the attackers have gained access to the ship. The use of CCTV coverage allows degree of monitoring of the process of the attack from a less exposed position. Some companies can monitor and record CCTV from ashore, which will be valuable when provided to the military. Lighting is important and the following is the recommended. There are, if fighted, search lighting ready for the immediate use. Once attackers has been identified for an attackers commences, overslide lighting, if fighted, should be a switch on. At night only navigation light should be exhibited. Privately contracted armed security personnel. Any decision to engage the service of privately contracted armed security personnel should consider the guidance above for private maritime security companies as well as the following. Best management practices does not recommend for onerous and general use of privately contracted armed security personnel on board merchant ships. This is a decision taken by individual ship operators where permitted by the ship flux takes and any literal stress.